Ranking the most developed countries in the world is a very daunting task, as one has to take account of countless components of a nation, like economic stability, infrastructural development, freedom allotted to citizens, overall safety, technological advancements, and many more factor into judging a country's overall level of development. But to make matters easy, we've chosen to rank these countries based on their HDI score, which is short for United Nations Human Development Index. This index categorizes countries on their economic excellence and their national income, coupled with the average life expectancy, welfare opportunities, educational opportunities, and a few other factors to form an objective rating. To top it off, all of these countries possess many humanitarian programs like universal healthcare, subsidized education, extensive rights, and many more. But bear in mind, very small microstates and principalities are not listed in this video. So with that, here are the 15 most developed countries in 2023. Number 15, Luxembourg. Despite its relatively small size and lack of available natural resources, Luxembourg has grown into a highly developed and industrialized nation with a free enterprise economy consisting of a vital financial services sector. The country boasts one of the highest median incomes per capita, clocking at around $132,000. The safety aspect of the country is also top-notch, as it ranks as the 6th safest in the world with very low crime rates, ensuring a secure environment. Moreover, its citizens are subsidized in all major necessities, be it healthcare, education, and even free public transport. So it is viable for this small nation to have a high HDI score of 0.935, though its cost of living can be high. But then again, the purchasing power is also high, and the unemployment rate of the country is also one of the lowest in the world. Number 14, Canada. Canada has been facing a steady decline in its Human Development Index for the last consecutive 5 years. In the past, it always used to rank among the top 10 most developed countries in the world, but now, with its HDI score of 0.936, it is the 14th most developed. Aside from that, it's been displaying a downward trajectory in many other rankings, be it safety, quality of life, education, and even employment. But nonetheless, it still ranks higher than almost 180 countries and the neighboring USA, which ranks 21st in this index. Furthermore, it has improved a bit from last year's rank, and its HDI score is expected to rise a bit more in the upcoming year. Being one of the richest countries of the world and a member of the G7 coalition, Canada still prides itself for housing a steady job market with plenty of opportunities. Number 13, New Zealand. Comprised of 2 main islands, New Zealand has solidified its place in the world arena as the 13th most developed country with an HDI score of 0.937. Harboring a large-scale economy centered on agriculture and manufacturing, it allows each citizen to live a life of relative ease and freedom. It consistently ranks highly on various other global indices that measure factors such as education, healthcare, quality of life, and economic performance. This country also has a clean and safe environment with a strong commitment to environmental conservation. However, it's important to note that job opportunities in certain industries and regions are limited in New Zealand. So for that reason, most of its own citizens tend to move to nearby Australia to pursue careers. But aside from the job market, it has every right to be touted as a developed country. Number 12, Belgium. Home to the headquarters of the EU and NATO, Belgium is always considered by most to be the capital of Europe. With its rich history and lively Flemish culture, the foundations of creating a well-developed nation are practically embedded in its people, and its current HDI score of 0.937 exhibits this feat. Moreover, in contrast to its relatively small size, it is largely considered to be a high-income economy, boasting a high quality of life, universal healthcare, well-developed social security system, and high average life expectancy. Additionally, it also serves as the center of operations for many UN institutions, which further consolidates its position as the seat of the European Union. Number 11, Singapore. Known for being one of the biggest tech capitals with the most advanced infrastructure, Singapore has retained the 12th spot for consecutive years in a row with an HDI score of 0.939. Despite its small island status, it has experienced remarkable economic growth and development after gaining its independence in 1965. Other major indicators like education, safety, income per capita, and healthcare are also very high. To top it off, it also ranks in the top 5 for being one of the least corrupt countries in the world, provided with a great business-friendly regulatory environment. However, it's important to note that the cost of living in Singapore is very high, and the job market is also very competitive, so only those with admirable experience and well-polished skills are favored. Number 10. Finland. Consistently ranking as the country with the highest happiness index, Finland reserves the 10th spot on the most developed countries list with an HDI score of 0.940. Despite its remoteness, it preserves a well-developed industrial sector, an advanced economy, and welfare services for almost all of its citizens. In terms of economic performance, it has a high GDP in proportion to its size, topping up at $300 billion. Finland also has a strong commitment to research and development, fostering innovation and technological advancements. Additionally, Finland is recognized for its natural beauty, pristine environment, and sustainable practices. The country places a strong emphasis on environmental conservation and has implemented policies to promote sustainable development and green initiatives. Number 9. The Netherlands. Despite falling a little bit behind in prior years, Netherlands has regained its status within the top 10 most developed countries this year, positioning itself in the 9th spot with its HDI score of 0.941. Regarded as one of the most tolerant countries, the citizens of the Netherlands possess full freedom and choice to live how they please. Occupying a central position in the economic sphere of Western Europe, it has a very diversified economy backed by a strong agricultural sector, advanced manufacturing, and a thriving services industry. The country is home to numerous multinational corporations and has a favorable business environment. And just like the many others on this list, the Netherlands also provides free healthcare, education, and social securities to all of its citizens. Number 8. Germany. Germany has fallen behind 2 positions in this year's ranking and currently ranks as the 8th most developed with an HDI score of 0.942. Driven by its highly skilled labor force, Germany is Europe's strongest economy, and it's the 4th largest economy in the world, racking up to $4.3 trillion. The nation is known for delivering world-class quality products, including machinery, motor vehicles, electronics, and pharmaceuticals. The country's excellent infrastructure, efficient transportation systems, and well-maintained cities contribute to a high standard of living. Germany is also known for its renowned education system, offering access to world-class universities and vocational training programs. So whether it's career prospects, quality of life, education, culture, or environmental consciousness, Germany offers a compelling package for individuals seeking a fulfilling life in a developed and well-rounded country. Number 7. Ireland. Unlike the neighboring UK, Ireland is still part of the EU and has made great strides in distinguishing itself among its rivals as a strong, industrialized economy backed by a growing IT sector. In prior years, it wasn't as economically robust, but after the UK's exit from the European Union, most of the multinational corporations and EU companies shifted their offices to Ireland, strongly boosting its economy and service industries. Aside from the economy, the country offers a high quality of life with a well-developed healthcare system, excellent education options, and a safe environment. Its current HDI score is 0.945, making it the 7th most developed in the world. While due to the high influx of companies moving their head offices here, the cost of living in certain areas, particularly Dublin, can be relatively high. Number 6. Sweden. Sweden is one of the most highly developed post-industrial societies in the world. Its economy operates as a mix of high-tech industrial capitalism and extensive welfare benefits. Although Sweden has the highest income tax rate in the world, the country is also known for having a high quality of life and subsidized access to healthcare and higher education. On the flip side, it has dropped 1 position from its recent ranking, and the safety index in the country has also seen a significant drop this year. Nevertheless, it still ranks high in the 6th position with an HDI score of 0.947 and an average life expectancy exceeding 84 years. On top of this, the country places great importance on work-life balance, promoting policies that prioritize employee well-being. The standard working week is typically 40 hours, and a generous parental leave, flexible working hours, and vacation time contribute to a healthy work-life balance. Number 5. Denmark. Denmark has ascended one position in this year's ranking, positioning itself on the number 5 spot with an HDI score of 0.948. And just like the other Scandinavian countries, it consistently ranks as one of the happiest countries in the world. The Danish people enjoy a high quality of life, with a strong emphasis on work-life balance, social support, and community engagement. The country's welfare system provides a safety net, ensuring that everyone has access to healthcare, education, and social services. But, of course, the experience of living in Denmark can vary from person to person, and individual preferences and circumstances play a role. However, the country's strong economy, emphasis on well-being, high-quality education and healthcare, environmental consciousness, cultural richness, and natural beauty make it an attractive option to move to. Number 4. Australia. The land down under has a highly developed market economy with some of the most robust financial institutions that makes the country generate one of the best per capita incomes globally. Due to these reasons, the country receives some of the highest number of expats each year. In fact, almost 30% of its population were born overseas. The country has risen up the ranks gradually each year, positioning itself on the number 4 spot on this year's ranking with an HDI score of 0.951. It also features one of the highest standards of living, and its cities of Melbourne, Sydney, and Adelaide are often touted as some of the most livable in the world. In terms of basic services, the healthcare system in the country is highly regarded, providing accessible and comprehensive medical services to all residents. While the education system in Australia is world-class, offering a range of options for those in need, ensuring a fair society. Number 3. Iceland. Regarded as one of the most peaceful countries, Iceland has maintained its position in the top 3 most developed countries for quite a while now. The economy of the country isn't that high, but its income per capita is still very impressive, as its GDP per capita is the 6th highest in the world. Having no standing army of its own, Iceland is also one of the most tolerant countries in the world, and it provides equality, civil liberties, and freedom of choice to all of its citizens. Overall, with an HDI score of 0.959, Iceland has one of the highest standards of living, low levels of income inequality, a life expectancy of 85, and despite being a bit isolated, the happiness index is the 4th highest in the world. Number 2. Norway. Norway is undeniably one of the most beautiful and prosperous countries in the world. It has fascinating history, stunning cities, rich culture, and a high standard of living with high levels of Human Development Index score of 0.961. Just like all the other Scandinavian countries, the economy of Norway is well established and is integrated well with its social security system. Although the population of Norway is growing rapidly, yet it's still only around 5.3 million as compared to 10.5 million in Sweden. So the wealth distribution among its citizens is one of the highest. This is another major reason for a high standard of living. With more wealth and less population, a high standard of living is quite easy to achieve. Additionally, poverty rate is extremely low and wage rate is extremely high in Norway, so the gap between poor and rich is significantly smaller. Number 1. Switzerland. Switzerland always ranks in the top spots in almost every positive indices, be it on safety, education, welfare, employment, and even infrastructure. Plus, it is also among the most wealthiest nations in the world, with its GDP per capita reaching almost $100,000. Throughout history, it is known for its neutrality and high levels of safety assurances that has allowed it to pursue an economic model based on stability and long-term monetary security, making it the preferred choice for investors around the globe. Apart from foreign investments, the economy of the country also benefits from its innovative industries, highly skilled workforce, a strong financial sector, and international trade. As a whole, with its HDI score of 0.962, the country also features some of the highest standards of living with the 4th highest life expectancy, clocking at 85 years on average.